Our day will come, and we'll have everything. We'll share the joy. Falling.
Hi, my name is Donald Stalakis, and welcome to another exciting episode of Will It Play? I will be your host tonight. The show is about asking entrepreneurs how did their business go from a thought to an actuality. What mistakes they made and obstacles they overcame. Our guest has an international marketing degree from Keene University, worked in the collections business for 20 years. Some of his hobbies include competition shooting, scuba diving, and paintball. He proposed married to his wife 60 feet under the water in the Cayman Islands. Sounds exciting. His company, Defcon Sauces, won first place 2006 Scovie Award, 2007 Golden Chili Award, 2008 Fury Food Challenge, and 2008 America Best Food Competition, and 2008 Hot Peppers Award. Please welcome John Dilley, the president of Defcon Sauces.
Hey.
Nice to meet you.
You too, man.
Okay, please tell us, how did you come up with this business idea?
I'll tell you, man, it was kind of a strange thing. I'd been making the sauces for quite some time, about 15 years before the idea even came to make a business out of it. And, I've been making them exclusively for Super Bowl parties.
Yes.
Well, as time went on, what a great test market. I mean, a bunch of, drunk guys watching football. Hey, if there's something's really bad, they're going to tell you it's bad. And they did, because it was bad when I first started. Over years of tweaking here and tweaking there, well, it started coming out something pretty good. And then I started catching on to friends and family. And over a couple of beers in South Orange with a buddy of mine, Dave, about 6, 7 years ago, he goes, John, friends and family love this stuff. Why don't you start a business? What do I know? I'm a finance guy. What do I know about food? He put the bug in my ear, brought it home to the wife, and asked the boss. She goes, what's it going to cost? I don't have a clue. So we just took a wad of money, threw at the idea, and here we are. There's nothing more to it.
Walk us through the steps on how you started it.
Well, it was jumping into a big void. I really didn't know where to start. But we knew we had to get legal, at least start form a company. So we started an LLC. Got a hold of a lawyer. He did all that stuff for us. Got all the trademarking and all that legal junk done. Then we started having to find out what rules we had to abide by in Jersey. As everybody knows, in Jersey there's a few rules. It just started getting more and more rules, and we started noticing our legal bills going up and up and up. And 20 grand later, we figured out we got the wrong lawyer. We should have gotten a food lawyer. This would have been for nothing. So that was one of the obstacles. But anyway, so now the company's formed. Now we've got a 2-gallon pot and a wooden spoon. Well, another one of the rules in Jersey was you can't make food to sell from your house. Well, what are we going to do now? Well, I'm on a bunch of the blog sites like the Hot Pepper, and there's a bunch about peppers and more. And I got on a couple of blog sites, and we found a co-packer, a contract packer, basically someone that takes your recipe and makes the stuff, bottles it for you, all FDA approved, and you distribute it. Well, it worked out great, and we've basically been running ever since. I mean, no more 2-gallon pot and a wooden spoon. We're getting pallet loads, usually every few weeks. So.
Speaking about lawyers, I don't know too many good ones either.
I can't say much. I work in a law firm. I do consulting for them, so I'm just going to keep my mouth closed.
Okay. Just tell me how your business has grown over the years, and what are your annual sales expected to be over the next couple of years?
Oh boy, it's I'll tell you, the future growth is just we're just growing, and the thing is we've had a slow and steady growth since the inception of the company. About 5, 6 years ago, I'm sitting there with a little blue backpack, kind of hawking sauces, ground pounding, going into bars. Hey, mister, you want to try my sauce? But we just started getting a firm foothold, and they tell 2 people, and they tell 2 people, the kind of viral marketing aspect of it, and it just grew from there. And it's been a slow and steady. It allows us to maintain control over the company. And you don't go through those growing pains. It's just keep on the same track, and we're just doing this. And then, the sales are up over 250% from last year. I mean, in the economy we're in right now, that's unheard of. But it's just that's the way it is.
You're in the right time at the right place.
Something's going.
A question I want to ask you is who do you sell to? Because I know I'm in sales myself,
right.
And that we'd rather sell to the mom and pop as opposed to the big corporations.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because we make a better profit, and it's just a matter of them, like Walmart. You could compare Walmart to other stores, how inexpensive they are.
Well, see,
but you don't make any money. You know,
right.
You're working double. So who are your main distributors, who do you distribute to?
Well, I mean, we have one main distributor down in Delaware that does a lot of international delivering and some domestic, and that's really the only distributor that we use. Most of the stuff's done by ourselves. It's starting to turn towards more distributor because it's too much stuff to work with. It's just me and my wife. But we aim focus, just like you said, for small mom and pops, the gourmet stores like that. We want to stay in small stores. We're more of a gourmet end, so I don't see us going into like a ShopRite or something. It's just too big. It's just too big, and you lose your specialness if you get into a big store like that. And I'll tell you, a lot of the gourmet shops will basically take their stuff off the shelves at their store if they see on the shelf at big supermarkets. So I'm not going that route. There's no reason to. Plus, the profit factor. We're not making millions of gallons. We're making small batch stuff.
Yes.
So we're still paying a premium to have the stuff made. So we still have to charge somewhat of a premium on the wholesale end of it.
Yeah, but down the road, I mean, if you want to become more successful, there are companies you can hire to distribute.
Absolutely, and we will look at that when the time comes. Right now, we're kind of happy where we're at. Like I said, it's slow and steady growth. Maybe 3 years from now, hey, who knows? Maybe we'll have our own little factory going or something like that. We don't know. I mean, every day you wake up, it's a new adventure kind of thing. We're getting calls from people like you guys. Hey, do you want to? Fine, I'll be there. You get the weirdest calls from the weirdest people just doing this. You never know, and it's that small market mentality that I love it. I absolutely I adore it.
What were some of your critical mistakes starting out?
Should have started 20 years ago. Basically, finding the right legal representation. I mean, that was the big one. That was the absolute bad nut. I mean, 20 grand didn't have to be spent, and it was. I mean, there's nothing we could do about that. It was money down the drain. Other than that, really, there's no big obstacles. It was mainly getting the name out that was the biggest obstacle. But it's not we've overcome that. I mean, not everybody's heard of us yet, so we're not done. But that's a big obstacle that we're working on because we don't do a lot of advertising. We don't feel we have to. The product sells itself. Viral marketing, that's the name of the game. Where people just the product is so good that people just they tell their friends, and all of a sudden their friends are buying it, and then their families are buying it. That's the way we work. So.
Okay, who are your main competitors, and how are they different from you?
Well, actually, we're different from everybody else. That's
okay.
the funny part. But there's really no competitors per se in the chili hot sauce industry. There's really no competitors. Everybody's kind of friends because everybody wants to see the market itself grow. I mean, there's been a very big change in the last 5, 6, 7 years where the American palate's actually changing, and people are starting to branch out a little bit, and they're starting to get into the hot stuff. And let me try this, let me try that. And seeing all these new companies coming on board, there's dozens of them, and I love helping them out. And everybody seems to help each other out. So it's like and everybody drinks beer. That's the most beautiful thing. Everybody's friends. Everybody drinks beer.
I don't know. I've switched to the hard stuff now.
Yeah,
so.
no, not yet.
No,
a few more years, I just might. But we go. Yeah, it's just everybody helps everybody else out. Yeah, there's a little competition thing, like another wing sauce company. But still, if we see each other at a trade show, hey, buddy, can I buy you a beer? It's not like that's the evil guy. It's nothing like that.
I'm a big wing guy, and I'm going to ask you maybe a ridiculous question, but is there like a reaction time to some of these sauces? Because I know, like when I eat some of the wings.
Right.
After the second, third one, it really starts to burn.
Yeah, especially the regular hot wing sauce we have. It does. You're about by your third, fourth wing, you start getting the throat kick.
Okay.
And it's funny. You can almost time. It's like 3, 2, 1. Look at them.
Okay. Also, too, I'm sure your sauces are based like on certain ethnic groups. I'm sure I'm going to say like the Asians like the hotter stuff.
Right.
And then, I guess I'm not into hot stuff. I'm into more of the mild stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see a market for your different sauces?
Yeah, I do. I mean, there's always we call them the bloggers. We gotta love those guys. Those guys are the chili head nation kind of thing. The guys, you can't say enough about those guys. And those are the ones going out for the hottest of the hot, but they can handle it. There's just, it's fun, it's actually fun to watch. But yeah, I would say ethnic groups. Yeah, maybe it's like the India group and the Asian group seem to be able to eat the hottest stuff on a regular basis because they're brought up with it.
Yes.
It's the American palate. We're brought up on pablum. I mean, it's just compared to what they're eating, and so. But that's changing. Like I said before, that's starting to change. You're seeing more and more hot. The shift is for people to buying more and more hot stuff as opposed to going milder. Now it's swinging the other way. It's kind of neat. It's not just Tabasco anymore.
Yeah, I agree with you. Okay, what did the company look like from when you started to now? How do you compare it?
Man, if you told me where we are at now 5 years ago, I would have laughed in your face. It's just, I mean, we were clueless when we started. We didn't have a clue what we were doing. And just from going to a couple of big trade shows, it really opened our eyes quickly. And we had to choose a path. I mean, what are we going to do here to set ourselves apart from other companies? We got to do something because I don't want to be like everybody else. Well, that's when the Defcon thing took off. We go crazy with, we're called vendortainment at most trade shows, where, you know, you got your standard booths and stuff like that. Well, the Defcon booth consists of like laser projectors, plasma machines, black lighting, strobe lights. I'm wearing like Mad Max meets Matrix with the white eyeballs and the weird laser projectors on my arms. That's the direction we took it, kind of like a Mad Max kind of route, and it really made us stand out. I mean, we were just on about a month ago, back in March we were at a trade show, and about a month ago it aired on Travel Channel. They did a thing on us for Extreme Conventions, and people loved it. We couldn't get enough positive emails about it, like, you guys are nuts, and we are. Don't get me wrong, we are nuts. I mean, with the stuff we do is just so out of the norm that people take notice of it. Some people call it a gimmick. I don't like that word. It's more of a marketing tool. You know, it's just, and people have learned to, that's the creator dude. You know, it's growing. I mean,
Are they food conventions or?
Yeah, well, mainly hot sauce conventions actually.
Oh, really?
It's a real cool niche. The ones we go to, you got the Fiery Food Show in Albuquerque. There's the Zest Fest in Fort Worth, Dallas Fort Worth. Then we have the Jungle Gyms event in Fairfield, Ohio, where we hold our annual wing eating death match. That's one of the most evil events you'll ever witness. But those are the three big ones we do.
What do they do in that?
Well, that's using this little gem here called the DMMK2. It's a very, very evil bottle of stuff. As it says on the label, your fears of the dark are now edible. It's 10 wings in 4 minutes, and you have to wear gloves. You can drink beer, wine, soda, or water. That's it. And for 4 minutes, you chow them down. Do the best you can. After 4 minutes are up, hands down, palms down for 5 more minutes, and we ain't drinking anything. It's amazing to see what happens to people.
So you can't drink after you eat the 10 wings?
No, ride the wave, baby. And it's amazing to see these people, what they do to themselves. And it's all about bragging rights, it's all about trophies. And these people are hurting themselves.
It's like that
I love to watch
contest.
it, man. It's great. I'm laughing my butt off.
Do you have an email address?
Absolutely. John at defconsauces.com.
Okay, and then go on there and they can get some information about
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah, it's www.defconsauces.com. That's where to find out and go to. It's a funny site. We got lots of videos on there from different places we've been, people we've met, and it's just it's a funny site. So.
Do you see any people out there trying to steal your idea?
Not really. I think to steal our idea, you'd have to basically copy us, and we haven't noticed anything like that at all. I mean, we're so far out in left field with what we do, from the protocols that have been set for like regular trade shows and stuff like that. We're so far out in left field. No, we're just weird.
Okay. What advice would you give someone starting out their business today?
Be prepared to work your tail off. I mean, that's all there is to it. I mean, you really got to work, and you're going to find out real quick that sleep is way overrated. Lots of long hours, just busting your butt. You got to push your own product. Nobody's going to do it for you. I mean, if you have a good product, it will sell itself. But if you don't have a passion for what you're doing, your products aren't going to be good.
And also too is that I know when I had my business is that you got to enjoy what you do.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to have a passion and to go to work every day.
Yep.
You know, I think that's the main factor.
Well, as they say, if you like what you're doing, you never work a day in your life. That's absolutely true. It's absolutely true.
Now, did you start out with a lot of money in the beginning? Or?
No.
Okay.
We kind of scraped up a couple of bucks to throw at the idea, and we ran with it, and it's doing this.
Okay. So, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
More channels of distribution, more international interaction. I mean, we just got big into Dublin and in Ireland, namely the Thirsty Bowl in Dublin. Let's see, we're big into Iceland now. A couple of my buddies out there. Canada, we're growing there, but there's so much more out there. I mean, we're in a couple of shops in the UK, a couple in Germany, and we want to start getting into more places. Just expansion. It's just.
Now, are you making a product here, or are you making it over there?
No, we're making it all. It's all
you're
here.
importing, exporting
all here.
it.
Yep.
Okay.
USA product.
Well, I'm just saying because down the road, what people try to do, I know with my business is that, we have a warehouse in China where we make our stuff,
Right.
and that's what.
Well,
that's why I was asking
because
it's beneficial in the cost,
Yep.
because when you start shipping stuff,
Absolutely.
and then you got to pay these taxes for all this other,
Yep. Well, I mean, if it comes to that, we'll have to do it. But right now, we're setting up new channels of distribution anyway. We're looking to get either Ireland or England on board as a distributor for us. So we just got to ship it to them, and they just throw it over to the English channel.
Okay, as I was reading about you, what's the Scovie Award?
Scovie Award's one of the big ones. There's two big ones. Scovie Awards are the awards handed out in Albuquerque at the Fiery Food Show at the Sandia Resort. usually in March of each year. It's one of the big boys. The first year we did it was in 2006. We actually took a first place for the wing sauce. I was shocked. I was floored. I mean, the first year doing it, and after then we've been winning them since. It's really kind of neat. The other one on top of that is also the Golden Chili Award. I meant to bring one, but we didn't bring it. The Golden Chili Award given to Zest Fest is also another big one, and we were up to 5 of those just for one of our products. We have 6 total. But I mean, getting one of those is just as amazing. I mean, it's such a good feeling to get those things. There's a lot of competition out there. There's hundreds of people going for these awards.
Oh, yeah.
So.
You know what would sound like a good idea is like, I know when I go to football games, you said maybe set up a stand at, tailgating at Jets or Giant games.
Funny, but it's funny you say the timing's perfect. We're actually doing a catering gig. We do a lot of catering gigs for private parties. And we're actually doing one in Jets parking lot this coming Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the weather's going to be like. I don't care. Just give me some turkey fryers. I'll make some wings.
Okay, that's good. I mean, that just seems like a good idea, and get your product out there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Now, do you actually, do you sell a lot off the internet, or?
Yeah, we do. I mean, the website is our main. That's our main selling point of contact. Probably about 60%, 65% of sales are through that, including wholesale sales and stuff like that, are through the website.
Oh, they're all through the website? Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you distribute your product through New Jersey and stuff?
We do it. Actually, it's me and my wife. I mean, that's the whole company. We've been called the Dynamic
Mom and
Duo.
Pop, huh?
Mom and Pop. Yeah, yep.
That's
Husband and
Mom
wife.
and Pop, yeah.
No kids. But yeah, no. We do everything's by ourselves. I mean, I'll wrap it up at night and she'll ship them out the next morning.
How do you like working with your wife? She's here. Remember?
Oh, I love her. I love it. Oh, I love it. Especially when we've been going about 16, 18 hours straight one day. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Love you, honey.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell me about your background?
Yeah, I mean, background I got kind of a strange one. I mean, that's where the name came from, Defcon. I was an Army brat. I grew up from military base to military base. Actually lived on post at West Point before I moved to Jersey. So it just kind of fell right in there. The logo, I mean, that was a kind of a funny one. We wanted to use just the plain biohazard on the bottle. Well, the FDA said no to that real quick. Having a biohazard on a food product, you can't do that. So we're like, oh man, I really want to use that. So I got home one day and my wife had just carved out the middle of it, put a red D, and what do you think they'll say to that? I don't know. So we submitted it, and they said okay. So and it stands out. The logo, so it just catches your eye because people know the biohazard, and it's just something not right with it because there's a D in it.
Yeah.
But then we went with defense condition 3, 2, and 1. Sounded kind of neat. That's the military scale for readiness. It's 1 meaning war, and 3 meaning not not at peace, but like kind of warning time kind of thing. So as you go down, it gets hotter.
Yeah. How long does it take to come with the actual idea, knowing your product, knowing that you want to get out there, and getting it out there? Like starting from scratch. You got this great hot sauce. Okay, you make it, and how long does it take from you to making it to actually distributing it out there to the public? From
like figuring out how to making the sauce, like figuring out the formula for it, and then having it on the street. Probably, well, like I said, I've been making it for 15 years before I started the company, and after we got the company on board, it's probably about another 6 months until we were legal, where it was actually made in a legal facility to be able to bring it into the public. So probably about 6 to 8, maybe even a year, depending if you're just starting out. I've been making stuff previous, so I already had the wing sauces made. We do also do a habanero horseradish that came later, but that was kind of, we worked with that for a couple of years too. We try to come out with at least one new product every year or so.
Okay.
There's a lot of companies out there that are pushing tons of products out there, putting on new ones all the time. That's fine. I'd rather have a very small group of select products where they're tried on a ton of people. Because my friends, they know when they come over to the house, they're going to be guinea pigs. And so they're trying stuff. And I mean, some of the stuff I do just to blow their faces off. But yeah, they usually put out some good stuff. And after a while, we get good feedback on it. And then we put it into production. That's how a lot of this other stuff happened. It wasn't overnight.
Is there, what I'm trying to ask is there a lot of legal challenges? Because I know when you deal with food, you got to go through certain avenues.
Yes. That's normally a lot of that stuff. A lot of the legalities are actually taken up by the by the co-packer himself, because he knows all the rules and regs to the FDA stuff. When we get it, it's already FDA approved, signed, and sealed. I mean, that's how we get it, and we just distribute it. We didn't really. The only rules we had to follow was storage of it and all that kind of stuff, which is really kind of simple. You just got to read the rules. But yeah, I mean, what happened? Okay.
No. Okay, just can you show us, point
Sure.
these products out and just tell us a little bit
Sure.
about it?
We'll start out with the wing sauces. They were the first ones. The actual first one we had was the Defense Condition number 3, which is basically we call our newbie sauce now because it's the mild one. This started it all. That was the one that I was hawking on the streets and ground pounding, going to the bars with my little blue backpack, actually putting it in Poland Spring bottles. That's how we used to hand it out at the beginning. It was kind of funny. Then we moved up to the number 2, which is a little hotter than the 3, but not a lot, and that's become our bestseller. It's also won a majority of the awards that we've gotten. It's a very good find. It's a very good balance of flavor and heat. That's the one people really just like, but people wanted it hotter. Here's the chili heads, and we originally had to sing. It was hot, and the chili heads, John, you got to make it hotter. So we made it 20% hotter. Now it's hot enough. And that stuff is hot. What a lot of people do, they'll mix and match. Like they'll get a bottle of this and a bottle of that and make like a 1.5. You know,
It'll dilute it a little.
Exactly, because the one is hot, unless you're one of those people who can eat it. Then our next product we came out with was the habanero horseradishes. We have the mild, the pony, and the hot is the horse. And these things are, it's amazing. My dad will actually come over with the pony. He'll come over to the house. We give him a jar of that and a bag of Tostitos scoops, and bam, he's off to the races in the backyard, just chowing away. But these things have been winning an increasing number of awards. The pony just took first place in the Scobie Awards this past March. Very cool. The next one was this evil stuff, the Deathmatch Mark II. It's our competition wing sauce. It's actually a clear bottle, believe it or not. That stuff is what we put on those Deathmatch wings.
So you're saying that bottle's clear and it makes it dark, or?
It's got caramel coloring in it. Every one of them is all natural. There's no preservatives or chemicals. They're all gluten-free. That's why that's
Just sweating thinking about it.
Oh yeah, as you should. But that stuff is just nasty. It's way hot. I mean, if you got any friends you want to fool, bring it to a party.
Okay, yeah.
Just bring it to a party. Then the next one was our newest, actually absolutely newest one, was the Smoky Dust, which is basically a dried version of our number 2 with a little bit of chipotle thrown in there for smoke. And we have a lot of people using it on ribs. It's kind of like an overnight marinade. You know, shake it on, put them in a bag, let it sit overnight, because there's like encapsulated vinegar in there that actually comes out and it actually tenderizes the ribs. It cuts the cooking time down by about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Kind of neat. And then our creme de la creme, the Zero. We started that about 5 years ago. The first one was called a Batch 1. And Batch 1, we made 20 or so of them, and about 8 or 9 of them still exist. Originally, they were $20. Made my $20, I was happy. Well, now they're going on private auction for over $500.
Really?
I made my money. I'm just kind of happy in a weird way, but that's the way the market is. Then so we figured, let's run with this. We call that the Batch 1. Then the Batch 2 was basically like that bottle in the back there was the Batch 2 in a little wooden box. Kind of cute. Then we decided to kick it up a notch, and the third batch, number 3, was actually an Erlenmeyer flask with glow-in-the-dark paint with a big brass tag hanging from it under a little dome. Sold like hotcakes. And the batch 4 was a big dome like this with a centrifuge tube in it with the Zero stuff in it with a nice little side bottle under a big dome. And then the batch 5, that's the newest one. We try to put out one a year. We skipped this year because nobody's got any money.
Exactly.
And so disposable cash does help when you're buying one of those kind of things. But those things, they've really become a sought-after collectible. It's kind of cool.
Now, what sauces do you want to make in the future? What do you think you're going to bring out to the
We're
consumer?
working, man, we got ideas. A couple of them I just got to bite my tongue on because I don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet. But we've got ideas. I mean, we may come out with some marinades or something like that. Who knows? We've got ideas, but that's kind of like Willy Wonka's secret factory. You know, that's kind of in the back room. Shh, can't talk about it.
Okay. As we touched before, I just want to know how you marketed yourself in the beginning. How did you get your customers?
Just by ground pounding, man. Just going places and bringing like we do these events called Defcon Days, where I think we've become somewhat successful by the fact that we bring the product to the people. They don't have to go out and go check it out somewhere. Here, have some. And like we do free wing events all the time. And have free wings. Try the Defcon. They love it. They buy it. You know, because we sell it at each one of the events as well. And that has done the viral marketing thing for us big.
Yes.
That has gotten us big time in Jersey. A lot of people have heard about us, and like I said, we're always expanding.
Now, you actually like cook the wings and put it on there and then bring it to like...
At bars, no. The bars will give us the cooked wings cooked to my spec, just fried the wings. And then we have all the chafing dishes with all the sauces, and people, give me the hot, okay, here you go, full. Give me the medium, give me the mild, and just hand them out. All you can eat. And inevitably, we usually sell out of sauce by the end of the event.
Do you get a percentage of the beer sales because they drink a lot more?
Usually, I usually keep it up with the customers. No, it's... No, not really. We have an appearance fee, of course.
Yeah, I'm just
I know. But we charge a small appearance fee, but that's about it. We make our sales at the events, so everybody has a good time with drinks.
That's good. Yeah, good. The beer and wings go good together with friends.
Yeah, in football.
Yeah. Okay. What is? I'm trying to think. Do you expect to expand the product in a certain way over the next few years?
Yeah, I think we've got some ideas on different bottling. I think we're always going to offer those sizes. We do offer those in quarts as well. And I think we're going to really start pushing on the quarts, especially around football time. Usually the retail season around Christmas time. Oh, retail season. Our retail season is Super Bowl and anything to do with football. So right now it's booming. And so now, I mean, everybody's buying the quarts. So we may start progressing into bigger and bigger bottles.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. It's a good idea to expand into bigger sizes. All righty. As we're winding up, what does your day consist of as far as work?
Oh, day consists of me getting up about 5:30. 5:30, driving down to Red Bank for my regular job. Nice 50-mile ride. No traffic that hour. That's good. Really nice commute. Going down the Parkway. Then getting to work until 4:30, 5 o'clock. Coming home and doing this. Usually from about 6 o'clock to about 11, 12 o'clock at night. Just getting the sales out, sending the emails out, answering emails, sending out more emails, finding new contacts, finding new delis, doing Google searches on delis in different states, and just doing the work. And that's burning the midnight oil.
So right now this is a side business.
Yeah.
Okay. When do you expect to?
Oh God, as soon as possible. It's going to be a few years at least. I mean, we have not made a dime off of this ourselves. We reinvest everything back into the company,
which is the proper thing to do.
Absolutely. That's why we don't do a lot of advertising. We find that a lot of advertising, you buy high, but you've kind of got a low return if you don't do it right. You really got to pick your advertising correctly. I just see this stuff. It's becoming more and more, so we're making more and more. And there's going to come a time where it's going to be able to pay the bills. And then I can say, okay, we're doing Defcon full time. Before that, I'm kind of conservative when it comes to that kind of stuff. I don't want to jump into something. If I can't afford to pay the mortgage, I don't want to take a risk.
Exactly. You're doing the right thing.
Right, just taking it nice and slow. I don't need this explosive growth because then you start getting pains, because you grow too fast.
Okay, can you give us your email address again for
Absolutely. Yes, John at defconsauces.com and the website www.defconsauces.com.
I tell you, it looks like you got some interesting products. After the show, I hope you got a little extra you can give me.
I'm not going home and all of
that. Okay, because I'm a wing guy. So.
All right.
Okay, it was nice talking to you, John.
Hey, you too, man.
Okay, and I hope to see you in the future.
Yep.
Okay.
Come to one of our events.
That's good. You did a good job.
That's good?
Yeah. Oh, no, I thought.
Our day will